So I want to show you the shop where a lot of these constructs are made. So come on in. This space sits directly below my studio, and it's almost the same size as the studio, with the addition of the storage area next door. But this is where we make them, and it's kind of a mess right now because we hit the ground running when we moved in here. We are not legally supposed to be here. I probably shouldn't say this, but we disguised ourselves as contractors working on the house, and nobody bothered us. And we've got a couple of completed constructs right here that are going to be in my show at the Davis Gallery this coming week. This table saw is so critical here. I mean, if you're cutting strips of wood, this is just absolutely critical. And pardon my sort of poor shop etiquette here, but that's just kind of the way I work. And actually, I have to be honest with you, this shop is really clean right now from the way it normally is. I've swept the dust into piles, and my assistant organized things pretty well. But this is a space that I work in to build these things. This is one that's in a prime state. We haven't actually put the color on this. And I've gotten to the place where my assistant will actually paint a lot of these for me, where I tell him exactly the colors I want and how I want them put on. And he's gotten to the point that I really trust him to do it the way that I want it done. And then I'll come in and put finer details on it, which is a tradition that goes way back to the Renaissance. You know, it's like having the assistant do a lot of the more general work of a work of art, and then you coming in and doing the details. But anyway, he's a godsend, man. I gotta tell you, he's so glad to have him working for me, and he does a great job. But underneath it are actually a couple of substrates for constructs that will be coming in the future. These two pieces, these slabs here, are pieces that we will be building up constructs on. And actually, I think there's 3 of them. There are, yeah. So that will be 3 constructs coming up in the future. This door actually opens up into the back area. We have we can drive the truck back here and step up and bring in supplies or take out work that we need to take out through that space right there.
The wine fridge are all important nectar for the artists.
Yeah, this actually, it's funny that it's here. This was part of my old studio, this wine fridge. And we had it in the kitchen, but there's no spot in the kitchen that this was designed for. So it's kind of just found its way into the shop, which is where I think a lot of things that don't know where they belong in this house are going to find themselves into. But we don't actually drink while we're building stuff. It's just here. And yeah. So anyway, we store stuff. We have not actually organized this space in any way other than the way we did when we first moved in, which was just throw everything in here, cultivate a small space where we can actually work, and that's what we've done. But now that I've actually moved in and we're getting caught up, the show has been pretty time consuming. But now that it's behind me, I'll be able to spend some time organizing this space in a way that really makes sense. You can tell the walls aren't even painted. That's because we moved in and, there was too much stuff in here when the painters showed up, and we just said, don't paint it, It's a shop.
Yeah.
It can work this way.
But each of these little pieces, this is how you build up a construct.
Yeah, you'll take these, we'll run these through the saw and just cut, different widths and lengths and heights of them. And what I usually do is with my assistant, I'll take a board like, let's say this is going to be a vertical piece right here. I'll take a pencil like this, and I will literally just draw out the form here. I'll say I want to have like a piece that's a 1/4 of an inch thick here, and it's going to come out to about here, and then we're going to have another continuation of it over here. And then we're going to have a second one here, and it's going to come out here, and we're going to have a 1/2 inch piece here that goes to here. Then we're going to have, I'll build it up like this, and he will cut the pieces exactly to the sizes that I've drawn and create that profile, on top of this. So you have the topographical shape over this as I've designed it. Then with colors, I'll just grab out the paints that I want. I'll say I want this one, make this the base coat. I want them shot at this angle. I want them you know, these colors to blend into each other, or I want a hard edge. I want you to mask this area off. And this is, let's take a look at this. This is one of my, this was a study for one of the portal areas of one of the pieces I've done. It may actually be that one over there. So we did this one as a study, and we would lay it in here just like that, and to see what we wanted. Originally it was all going to be blue, but the blue, it was just boring. It didn't have the tension that I wanted. So we added the warm area below it. And once we had that, I didn't want it sticking up this high because it doesn't have the depth. So we just masked the area and actually painted the colors into this piece here.
So the idea of the portal coming in, I mean, this being the central point that you go past or through,
Yeah.
is really essential to these pieces.
Some of them are solid all the way through. There's no
Okay.
portal on them.
Okay.
They literally are strictly architecture, or it's a gradation of color moving this way.
Mm-hmm.
But for these particular pieces, they are, you know, yeah.
That's interesting, because then you have a. But would this be a self-portrait, or is this
No, this
simply
is,
a portal into something
yeah,
else?
it's just it's more like a spiritual contemplative icon.
Mm-hmm.
For me.
Mm-hmm.